Hee hee ha ha ho ho ho. Do do do. Willy Wonka. Willy Wonka. Willy Wonka's really here. Hello. Hello, 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 hello. Welcome to another video. So, yeah, I cleared out this area, that area, and then I put this house up here, or like a frame for the house. Still working on it, as you can see. So, in today's video, I was actually thinking about reacting to a video today. So recently HBO Max put out a documentary called Quiet on Set, and it kind of discusses a lot of the behind the scenes or a lot of behind the scenes events that happened on Nickelodeon, which was a very popular show that broadcasted for primarily children and like teenagers. Me personally, I watched Nickelodeon from, I want to say the age like 9 to I think I stopped watching Nickelodeon like once I hit high school. Like it just wasn't interesting anymore. I was more of like a Cartoon Network teenager. Preferred shows like Regular Show, Teen Titans, and you know, Gumball, We Bare Bears, that type of stuff. But yeah, basically I'm thinking for this video, instead of me just talking and rambling, I can talk and ramble and discuss an actual like event that's going on and being discussed, or like an actual topic or whatever. Or whatever. So yeah, I suck at editing, so there's not gonna be a lot of editing in this video. If you like joined and expected like, you know, some like top streamer type, you know, jump cuts and stuff, that ain't me. This is a one shot, one take, you know, like I don't know how to do all that. And because I don't know how to do all that, I will be watching the video because, okay, so what I'm doing is I have not seen the Quiet on Set show yet. I do plan on watching it, and then I'll probably make like a follow-up video to this one and kind of like discuss everything that went down in that, because I have not seen it. However, Dan Schneider, who was the primary director, producer, one of those, I don't know, but he was like a main dude on Nickelodeon who was responsible for shows like iCarly, Victorious, I think he did Drake and Josh, Zoe 101, Kenan and Kel, stuff like that. So all of which were very popular shows back in the day. So he put out an apology, or I don't know if it's an actual apology. I keep hearing it's an apology, but it looks like it's just an interview. Let me see. So the video, he put it on his main channel. Hold it. I'm pulling it up on my phone. Okay. Yeah. He basically just discusses the topics that were brought up on Quiet on Set, and a lot of people are taking it as an apology. But we'll see what it is. So I'm like gonna try to see if like the volume is okay. If you guys can't hear the video, once again, I apologize. I really do. I suck at editing. Like, but like, hey, look, I'm gonna try, okay? And yeah, let's go ahead and discuss it. Figure out what the hell is going on and why everybody's talking about it.
Hey, it's Boogie. I played TiVo on Nickelodeon's iCarly. I got a chance
Tebow. Okay, so first, the video opens up with Tebow from iCarly. Tebow, I'm pretty sure he was like the smoothie guy, I think. I just realized I think I was taking down the dirt with a pickaxe. Was I? No, I wasn't. Right? Shovel. But yeah, he was like the smoothie guy, like, or the taco dude. I don't know. He was, honestly, I didn't like him. Like, I don't remember liking Tebow as like a character. I did know people who did like him though. Like, they thought that he was funny. I thought that he was corny as hell. But yeah, he's conducting the interview, which is kind of strange. Like, I don't know. It seems weird to me that like this video kind of discusses a lot of like, or the video that is being put out is discussing a lot of the stories that were brought up in the documentary series, and a lot of them consist of like pretty serious like allegations and like actual cases that went on. So I'm kind of like confused on why it's Tebow that is conducting the interview, because I don't think, like, for one, he wasn't really just like a main character. Like, yes, he played like a smoothie guy, but his character showed up like maybe like once a season of iCarly, or once an episode on every season on iCarly. So I don't understand how he's like, and I don't think he's got any reputation to conduct an actual interview. Like, I definitely wasn't expecting like, or I wouldn't be expecting him to conduct this interview. Not that there's anything wrong with him, like, I guess, go off, do you, but like, I don't know. Like, you'd think that it would be like an actual reporter that is like skilled at this sort of stuff, or maybe he is a reporter. I don't know much about Tebow. No, maybe he's got his own podcast or something where he interviews a bunch of people. I mean, this man could be living a completely different life. But like, for him to be like a past coworker, it kind of like gives off like that this interview is going to be pretty biased, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. Like, there's a lot of like room for his questions to not hit as hard as they would as from somebody who is looking from the outside in, you know? Whereas like Tebow's kind of like experienced things with this man, considering they've been on set together for like many episodes. So, but I don't know. It's just a theory, a game theory. Where my blocks at, bro? I need my magical planks. I gotta build a oh, this is something, huh? Hold up. Before I continue the video, I gotta get a shelf. Not a shelf. What are they called? A chest. A big blue chest, please. I would like a chest. Thank you. I'll put it here. I'm gonna face it this way. Oh yeah. Put on my dirt and my cobblestone. My cubby stone. Cubby cup. And let's pick this up. Cool. Put it up in here. I'll keep the sticks though, because I'll definitely need to make more. I'm gonna put these axes in here because I don't need those. I'll put this in here. I don't need that, don't need that, don't need that, don't need this. Okay. Let me go ahead and build some stuff real quick. While I'm here, I might as well make a friggin', you know, the things I need. Oh, wait, I think I have, let me smelt some iron. It's not much, but I can at least build like a shovel with it, I guess. Or let me do a pickaxe. Oh, wait. Freaking, I gotta... Jesus Christ, man. I can't do it that way. There we go. And while that's cooking, I'm gonna... Boop. Oh, let me build this shovel, too. Or I'll get two. Oh! Whoa! What'd I do? I can't control Z. I can't undo it. Well, it looks like I'm set. Let's go. Let's go. Okay, let me continue the video. Jesus Christ, Lex.
Reached out to Dan to see if it was something that he'd be willing to discuss. I'm pleased to say that he said yes. Dan.
He said yes.
I'm okay. I really appreciate you reaching out and giving me the opportunity to talk to you about what we saw.
Why'd Tebow reach out?
Because I believe this is important for sure. We've got a lot of things to unpack. But before I dive into my list of topics that I'd like to discuss, is there anything you'd like to start off with? Absolutely. Watching with
Oh, what are you starting off with, Dan?
Me facing my past behaviors, some of which are embarrassing and that I regret, and I definitely owe some people a pretty strong apology.
Why do you regret
Let's
them?
talk about the massages. Okay.
No. Hush. Why does he regret them? What happened? Like, what? Like, do you regret because you got caught doing it, or like, do you regret it because like, were you being like forced to do it from like, you know, the Nickelodeon higher ups? Like, what? Like, what's going on, dude? Like, what do you? Why are you regretting? I think what he regrets it because he's like getting a lot of slack from it, and it could ruin his reputation. Like, which is, you know, pretty selfish. I don't get this man. I don't get him. Why did Tebow reach out? Like, that's so strange to me. Like, and for this to come out, like, you know, a couple days after the premiere of the show, it's, I don't know. Like, a part of me kind of feels like all of this was, like, calculated in a way. Like, he knew that the show was going to come out. He was probably thinking, like, hey, you know, when the show comes out, I'm going to just put out an apology. Be like, hey, y'all, look, I messed up. You feel me? Forgive me. I am a changed man. And by the way, here's my next project. Like, like, that's what it's giving. I just, like, I don't know. Let's continue. But why did Tebow reach out? That confuses me. Like, of all people to reach out, Tebow, like, why? Why?
It was wrong. It was wrong that I ever put anybody in that position. It was the wrong thing to do. I'd never do it today. I'm embarrassed that I did it then. I apologize to anybody that I ever put in that situation. And even additionally, I apologize to the people who were walking around Video Village or wherever they happened, because there were lots of people there who witnessed it.
I don't like his apology because he said to anybody. And that's very different from saying to everybody. It's not as sincere because he's kind of like, in a way, saying like, if there's anybody I offended, I do apologize. Like, okay, right. Well, you did offend people though. Like, that's not an if. You did. And even, like, I don't know, it just seems like an excuse.
Dan, talk to me about the writer's room. From what I
The writer's room? What's the writer's room?
No, and I don't mean to cut you off, but if I can cut right to the chase, let me just say, no writer should ever feel uncomfortable in any writer's room.
What happened in the writer's room? What?
Most TV writers, comedy writers have been in writer's I participated in that, especially when I was leaving the room. It embarrasses me. I shouldn't have done it.
What did you say? What did you do?
I could tell you why it hurts really bad.
Hurts?
I
Wait.
remember very clearly my early experiences, my first experiences in the entertainment business. I was green, I was scared, I was excited. It meant the world to me that I was getting those opportunities.
Why it hurts for him? Is this... He's like... He wants... Like... Why it hurts for him? Why would it hurt for him? He's the one that made the joke. Does he mean like why it hurts like for him and his like reputation? Because at the end of the day, like that's honestly like the only thing hurting on his end is his reputation. And the only thing that he would really care about at this point when it comes to the documentary and what's being said. Like, that's the only way that he would be hurt. What, right? Like, in quotations. Hurt. Because... And what happened in the freaking writer room? See, I need to watch the documentary.
Because they were great. My first couple of experiences were fantastic. And the fact that I didn't pay that forward to every employee that walked through my door, it hurts my heart because I should have. And I wish I could go back and fix that. In the writer's room, there's no doubt that sometimes those jokes went beyond the pale, and I said things that went too far.
Oh, what'd he say?
Jokes that went too far.
Practical jokes that went too far.
You know, I was an inexperienced producer. I was immature. Wouldn't happen today, but I'm just really sorry.
You're immature? Weren't you like a grown man? I'm...
For 2 decades, thousands of people have worked with you, for you. Let's speak directly to the people who did not have a good experience with you. Okay, I would like to speak to those people because I hate that anybody worked for me and didn't have a good time. You know me. You've been on my sets. Look, I've had some employees that have worked for me for 10 years, some more than 20 years.
Okay.
Again.
Okay.
Not everybody. There's still a significant number that didn't have a great time working for me.
Okay.
So my batting average isn't nearly high enough in that area. And the way they wouldn't get the best of me is that I would let the pressure of doing 40 or even more episodes per year, I would let that pressure get to me, which a good boss should never ever do. Were there specific things that you were doing? Sure, I would snap at people sometimes. I would be snarky when I could have given them
I would snap. I'd be snarky.
the time that they needed. I was in too big a hurry to get on to the next thing I had to do. And watching that show, it made me, there were so many times I wanted to pick up a phone and call some of those people.
Okay, but he's still not talking to the people that he hurt, though. Like...
I wish you had a better time, and I wish I could have shown you a better experience. Now,
He didn't even address the topic. Like, the topic was, like... Because Tebow was like, hey, address, you know, the people that you hurt. What do you want to say to them? And his excuse was basically like, well, you know, not everybody gets along with me. You know, I may have hurt people in the past, you know. But it is what it is. That's basically what he said. It is what it is. I hurt you. I don't care. Right? Like, anyways.
you've written hundreds of episodes. Thousands of jokes have been told. Yeah. But currently, where we are, some people think that some of those jokes are inappropriate for children. What do you think of that? All these jokes that you're speaking of, that the show covered over the past 2 nights, every one of those jokes was written for a kid audience because kids thought they were funny.
Okay. Hold up, y'all. I'm finna... Oh, this is a 19-minute video. I'm only like 4 minutes in. I talk too much. Lord. Okay. I'm moving my phone a bit closer so that, like, in case y'all can't hear, because I know it's kind of quiet. And I am not gonna edit this video into my video. Look, that is too advanced for me, okay? I can't even put pictures up. I don't know how to do that. We're not doing the extra cuts. Maybe if I, you know, figure it out one day, then like we'll advance to that. But as of right here, right now, we kind of listening in and taking things one step at a time, you know? I need to get up there. How do I? Oh, I fell. Oh no. Oh no. Move. Move. I need to move. Do I have extra dirt? I need to fill up this hole. There we go. Okay. Now. I'm trying to remember, what was I gonna do here? I'm gonna go ahead and build out that way. But yeah, I can't believe this man was really like, you know, I've hurt people, but it is what it is. Like, sir, go away. You do not, like, ugh. I can't. He shows absolutely no remorse. That proves that he only regrets it because, like, I'm pretty sure he split from Nickelodeon so he could work on like other projects. And now since this documentary came out, he's like, oh hell, you know, I gotta kind of figure out something to do to cover up my butt, because if not, then like these people are gonna ruin what I got going, you know, my future prospects. They gonna get my work, man. They gonna knock my hustle. Okay, let's figure this out. Hold on, let me check my recording software to see if it's loud enough, because I don't know. And if it's not loud enough, then I'll turn up the video in editing. I do know how to do that. I do.
And only funny. Okay?
Oh yeah, I can definitely hear that a lot better.
We have some adults looking back at them 20 years later through their lens, and they're looking at them and they're saying, oh, you know, I don't think that's appropriate for a kid's show. Mm-hmm. And I have no problem with that. If that's how anyone feels, let's cut those jokes out of the show. Just like I would have done.
Let's cut those jokes out of the show.
I cut it. I want my shows to be popular. I want everyone to like it. The more people who like the shows, the happier I am. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He don't care.
Let's cut
He just...
I think it's big for you to say with your work. If it's
this man is just trying to save his writing career.
Cut it. I mean, that's a solution. The last thing I want to ever
You know what cutting a snippet from something that you created, like cutting it completely out of the show and just pretending that it doesn't exist, does? It literally just glosses over the damage and kind of like buries it, you know? Like, oh, well, you know, it happened and it hurt a lot of people, so let's just get rid of it, you know? Like, it's okay. Let's just, you know, pretend it never happened. I can keep my money. I can keep my sponsorship. I can keep my business. You know, I can continue to write. I can continue to do what I did with those kids and with those people. I can continue to do that. Just, you know, erase the old stuff, you know, and we'll just start fresh. Like, that should not be, that shouldn't, like, no, that should not be an option. But, you know, at the end of the day, they're definitely gonna try to cut that stuff, because, like, at this point, it's probably affecting, like, Nickelodeon, even though, like, they're already going downhill. Let's be honest. Like, who the hell watches Nickelodeon anymore? I think, like, unless they've got, like, a glove. Ooh, what is this? I must be careful, because if I fall, I'm dead. I don't know how to get back up. So, okay, alrighty. Let's, hold up. I gotta go focus mode. Oh, this is scary, bro. I forget it. Lord. It's scary and it's dark. I'll do it to the wall. Run away to the wall. Alright. Cool. Alright. What was I talking about? I don't know. Anyways, let's play.
In a show that's gonna upset my audience and make them want to turn off the TV. Why would I ever want to do that? That makes sense.
Yeah, why would you want to do that, Dan? Why? Like, why would you ever want to create something that doesn't make you money? Like, you know, and because then you become a liability to the company being Nickelodeon. You don't want to be a liability. You know, you want to continue to make money. You want to make the trends, you know.
Opportunity to kind of elaborate on something, okay? The thought process from the series is you had the power to just write a joke, and no matter what, it's going on TV. You just had that type of power. Is that true?
The notion that I had the power to just produce whatever I wanted and have it air is completely false.
Okay.
There were many levels of scrutiny. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
We had executives in LA. We had executives in New York.
So two
coasts
Okay.
of approval. Yes. And by the way, approval at every stage, really.
Okay.
And I'm talking about wardrobe. I'm talking about makeup, sound, sets, dialogue, jokes, everything.
Now, when you say approval, these obviously that's a hierarchy, not your colleagues or people in the room. Okay.
No, not my colleagues. No, these are my bosses. Bosses, and then their bosses, and then their bosses.
Yeah, thanks for clearing that up, Tebow, because we were so confused, dude. Oh my god.
And they're approving all of this stuff.
Okay.
And we're also shooting it in front of all sorts of adults and caregivers and the set teacher and the families. Everybody's watching it. And if anybody had said anything, hey, you know,
Oh,
that's
shut up. I know where he's going with this. He's finna say, like, or say something along the lines of, like, well, you know, there were people there. They could have said something, but, like, nobody said it was wrong. So, like, I don't see what the problem is. It wasn't wrong to them. Like, why is everybody saying this wrong now? Like, are you serious? This is so, like, ridiculous. I don't understand. God. It's just like, no. Nah, man. This dude did, or I ain't gonna say he did or didn't do nothing, cause I don't like that. I don't like people that are like that, cause it's very, like, manipulative, the way that he's speaking, and, like, what he's trying to do is, like, shift the blame onto the other adults that were there and, like, allowed it to happen, even though he was the one inflicting it in the first place, you know? And, like, the one in the area with the most power, that's where it's, like, messed up. Because even if these people, like, let's say a parent did say, like, I don't like this for my kid, like, so he was gonna, that's how his reaction, he'd be like, so I mean, you put your kid here, you want to make money, then they gotta do it. If you don't like it, then I mean, you can file a complaint with HR, but you know, good luck reaching them, like, is what he just said. Like, it had to go from coast to coast, so good luck with that. Like, oh god, this just seems so like webbish. Like, there's so many different parts to this, and you can tell, like, but he's definitely shifting blame. That's one thing that I can say for sure from, like, watching this and, like, just hearing what he says. He's shifting the blame. He shifts it from people who were on set to his higher ups. Okay, he has not yet admitted anything. The only thing he said so far was, oh, well, you know, I worked with a lot of people. Some people like me, some people don't. It is what it is. That is the only thing he said. That, you know, it is.
It would have been cut out. Now, I'm gonna push back a little bit, because the series painted you in this way that
You're gonna what?
Just the guy that was doing. Now, I'm gonna push back a little bit.
You're gonna push back a little bit. You're pushing back.
In this way, that you were just the guy that was doing what he wanted, and people were afraid to confront you about things. So say, just humor me. Say that was the case. What would have been the ultimate way to? Okay.
I'm a pasta and
If
mutton.
nobody on the set, if all of the dozens and dozens of adults that were on the set, if they didn't say anything, if my bosses said, if they insisted, you got to make a change here, you got to cut that, I had to do it. I had no choice. Got it. Now this next one.
So what? You're saying that like your bosses are the ones who wanted like you to like, do all the like feed stuff. I mean, they honestly hired you for a reason because you were willing to like think of things along those lines. Like if that's stuff that they wanted, then that means that they were actively pursuing people who would produce. Like I'm pretty sure that's how that works, or at least I know that's from what I've seen, that's what happens with like Disney and stuff. Like if they want a movie made, they don't just like yeah, they'll go to like any writer to do it, but you have to be willing to write it for it to work. Otherwise, they're just going to go and look for somebody else to do it. Like, so if that is what Nickelodeon wanted, he was at least a person that was willing to do it and at least had the creative mind to put it together. Which, gross, man. The hell? Gross, dude.
Being a new father, I wouldn't be opposed to my child being in the entertainment industry. Doesn't matter what age, yeah? Seeing some of those...
Where is this going, T-Bone? Hold up, can you...
...been the ultimate way to...
Okay. If nobody on the set, if all of the dozens and dozens...
Oh, here he goes. Oh, God, I went too far back. Yuck. His voice is annoying.
Said, if they insisted, you got to make a change here, you got to cut that, I had to do it. I had no choice.
Got it. Now this next one, it kind of hit close to home.
I'm gonna elaborate on why I said his voice is annoying. It's not that it, like his actual like pitch is annoying. It's more so it's annoying because like it doesn't seem like he's talking like for real, like you can tell when someone is like talking versus like when they're being like, oh well, like I don't know, it seems very like forced, I guess.
Being a new father, I wouldn't be opposed to my child being in the entertainment industry. Doesn't matter what age, yeah? Seeing some of those on-air dares.
You keep talking about dares.
From where you are now in your life. What do you think of that?
I think that some of the on-air dares went too far. I think they pushed the envelope too far. Not all of them, not most of them, but some did. Nickelodeon wanted to do their version of Fear Factor. At the time we were shooting All That, so I was tasked with doing these on-air dares with the All That cast. So we get with the writers and we come up with all these ideas, and it's hard to do because we don't have the budget of Fear Factor, and we can't put the kids in dangerous situations like the adults are put in. So it was hard to come up with stuff.
You
But we
can't.
come up with all these
Wait.
ideas and-
That's odd that he like specifically says, well, that's something that we could not do, as if it was like what am I trying to say? Like as if it was pitched, but they were like, nah, we can't do that. Like it was once considered, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. And yeah, I'm picking apart everything he says because I don't know, it's fun. I'm bored, bro. If I'm gonna watch this video and react to it, I'm picking it apart, okay? Like we taking it sentence by sentence, word by word. Lord, trying to get the tea. After this, we're gonna watch the series, and then I'll like, update you guys or whatever. But so far, a lot of blame shifting going on, and like question evading. Like I don't know. He's not answering a lot of things. Ooh, this cave does not Okay, I'm gonna have to like cover this whole place and then be very careful when I like decide to like build a farm or something, because one wrong move and boom. But this is cool because I can like still build like a little like mine shaft sort of thing in this area. Like, cool, man. Freaking cool.
Dares they could do. We would give them to the network, and then they would say, tell us the ones.
And also, there's like a lot of like dares that you can do that don't involve like harming or like traumatizing people. Like, I understand they wanted to do like a Fear Factor type of thing because like back in the day, Fear Factor was the top show, and honestly, Fear Factor should, or well, legally they're protected because a lot of the contestants had to like sign waivers. I think there was like a documentary like a long time ago that came out discussing Fear Factor and like how like messed up it was, and everyone knew it was messed up. Like, people would be watching it and be like, how are they allowed to do this? Like they literally had people like locked up in tanks with chains of water, like tanks full of water, like, and they're chained to the bottom of the tank, and like their objective is like to unlock the chains using only their mouth. And I think it blew up to be this like concern because I think a couple people actually might have died, if I'm remembering correctly, or like one person died, maybe, I don't know, somebody died during the production of the show because, you know, it was unsafe. And if they didn't die, they were at least like put in the hospital. Something happened. I gotta look that up. That might be, you know, a video in of itself, because Fear Factors, that was wild. It was a wild time. It really was.
Those are the ones we shot. Those are the ones that aired. At the time, I had no indication that any kid ever had a problem with them. But when I was watching the show over the past 2 nights, I now know that there were kids who did have problems with the on-air dares. And it breaks my heart. And I'm so sorry. I am so sorry to any kid who ever had to do a dare or anything that they didn't want to do or weren't comfortable doing. We went out of our way to make sure they were safe and that everything was done properly. But if a kid was scared and didn't want to do it, kids shouldn't have had to do it. Yeah. Period. The end. Right. And if I had known at the time, I would have changed it on the spot.
How?
Now, we also saw the series highlight 2 former...
I'm sorry. How would he have been able to change it if he didn't have like the power to do so? Like, I'm pretty sure that's what he just said. Like, am I tripping? I have to build more shovels.
And if I had known at the time, I would have changed it on the spot.
Now, we also saw the series highlight 2 former writers, viewers, 2 women, who spoke about a wage discrepancy. Now, I know that you don't divvy out salaries. Talk to me about that part.
Well, you're correct. I have nothing to do with paying writers. I never have. I've never made a writer's deal. And of all the writers...
Oh, so Tebow's like a freaking... like almost like an alibi in a way. Like a, well, I've witnessed you do this.
Never even knew how much most of them were getting paid.
Yeah, but we saw these 2 women who were writers for you sharing one salary. How does that happen?
It's very simple. There's a common practice in television when hiring writers. If you have a spot for a new writer, sometimes you'll go to 2 writers and say, hey, if you 2 new writers for your first job are willing to share a salary, you can both have the job.
What?
You have the opportunity to say, yes, that sounds good, or no, no thank you.
You share a salary? How does that...
I've done another show where that teaming was done with 2 male writers, and they split a salary. I did another show where it was a male and a female writer, and they split a salary. So
and these are all first-time writers.
All first-time writers looking for their first gig.
Got it. Now in the series...
So, like, does that mean, like, if the salary was, like, $80,000 a year, then they're each getting, like, $40,000? That's not cool.
Highlighted 2 black actors who said that they felt overlooked. Now, I want to be clear. I'm never going to speak on anyone else's journey. Yeah, I can talk about my experience, how my experience was with you, what I saw prior to working with you, but again, I don't want to speak on anyone's journey. I saw you be honored for diversity in your work.
Yes.
Okay.
The reason for that is diversity has always been very important to me in my shows. If you go back to the very first Nickelodeon show I ever made, that's very evident, as it is in the second one, and then the first movie.
But like, there's a difference between being like showing diversity in the shows and then like, you know, being racist behind the scenes. Like, I don't know, it's those are two completely different circumstances and two different you know, because being diverse can just mean like meeting a quota. Like, okay, look, we got too many of these people, so let's add in this person, and then that person comes in, and then they can still be like discriminated against in a way. Like, that says like his like way of like explaining things doesn't make sense.
For Nickelodeon, which starred Kenan and Kel, and every show I did after that had a lead black actor in it. I'm very proud of that. It's very important to me. And not only am I proud that they were in my shows, I'm exceptionally proud of the achievements they've had beyond my shows. And they've gone on to bigger and better things, and that gives me a great sense of pride.
Well, something that really kind of bothered me was how they depicted your relationship with the cast.
Yeah, it bothered me too.
Yeah, just me being there, I knew the dynamic was trust. I understood that in situations where they may have had turmoil, whether it be with their families, whether it be other castmates, they came to you. Versus how they made you look. With that said, Amanda Bynes was brought up in the series and her emancipation and how you were involved in that. Can you talk to us about it?
Her emancipation.
Sure. Amanda was between the ages of 16 and 17, and she wanted to get emancipated from her parents, which was a fairly common thing with successful young actors, at least at the time.
Sure.
And she wanted that for herself. So she turned to her team, which included her lawyer, her agent, her manager, her publicist, me, because she included me as part of her team, thought of me that way. We supported her. She tried to get emancipated and ended up not working out. She didn't.
Well, since we're here, let's stay here for a moment. There was also an incident where she had ran away from home.
Yes.
If you would. Can you talk to us a little bit just to clear the air of exactly what happened in that situation?
Yes. One night, it was very late, well after midnight, 1 or 2 in the morning. Phone rang. I answered. It was Amanda. She was upset. She was in distress. She had had some conflict with her parents, I think her father, and she called me.
Oh, poor
I
girl.
was immediately concerned about her safety. I called someone who I knew was fairly nearby. That person was able to go and pick her up. Then I knew she was safe. I felt better. She ended up being taken to the police.
Well, regardless of what some people may think, I think it's only positive that you are there for people when they need you. That said, let's talk about some of the things that have just been swirling forever.
Okay, Tebow.
You were banned from your set.
Never happened. That is a false rumor.
What happened?
Add it to the list of false rumors.
Talk to me. What happened?
They were adult actresses at the time, and they had their own specific reasons for not wanting to do the show anymore. I'm not judging that. It got tense, and what they don't know, maybe, is I did everything I could to make that show go away. My producer partner at the time, we would call and say, this is not a good situation.
Okay.
So I decided I'm going to do what most showrunners do, which is you're not on the set. There's a director there to shoot it. I'll go up to the writer's room. I'll work on the next script. But because everybody was so used to me caring about every detail of every show so much, for me not to be on the set, yeah, maybe some people thought I got banned.
So it was more of an assumption because this guy's usually here and now he's not.
I don't know if it was an assumption. I don't know if somebody thought they were making me look bad by saying I got banned from the set. I have no idea.
Ooh.
All I know is I was never banned from the set.
Yep. The darkest part of this series discussed child predators. Now, I want to make sure that we clear a couple of things up.
Okay.
Okay, hold up. Tebow is like definitely friends with this dude. Like they be chilling, bro. You can tell, cause he's like he's leaving so much room for like to be like, yeah, bro, like I was there with you, like, you know, like, yeah, like you're not like that. You care so deeply about people. Like, oh my god, man. Like, even I love you. Like, okay, Tebow. Okay, like, are y'all a couple? This, like, because then it would make sense, I guess, as to why Tebow would be the one to, like, be interviewing. Like that. This is so random and unnecessary. Like,
Brian Peck was not hired by you.
No, I did not hire Brian Peck.
This was a Tolan Robbins production?
Yeah. And when Drake and I talked and he told me what had happened, I was more devastated by that than anything that ever happened to me in my career thus far. And I told him, I'm here for you. What do you need? Which Drake mentioned in the show that we watched last night. And next, I heard that he went to court when this guy was being tried, Peck. And when Drake walked in, he saw 50 people sitting on the side of the courtroom supporting Peck. A lot of them pretty famous.
ooh,
Of course, Drake was devastated that that
spill the tea.
and even more disappointing, 41 of those people wrote letters for Peck, character letters, praising him for who he was and asking for leniency, and they knew that he was guilty. They knew he had confessed to some degree,
Ooh,
and they still did this. That's baffling that adults would do that.
Yeah.
And I don't know if people know this, but Drake's mom, a lovely woman who I stay in contact with this day, she came to me at the time and she said, Dan, I'm not good with words like you are. And would you help me?
he's about to cry.
With the judge. And I said, of course. And I did. And he ended up going to prison and serving his time. And yeah, that was probably the darkest part of my career. And here's the kicker that I really don't get. After he got out of prison and was, to my knowledge, a registered sex offender, he was hired on a Disney Channel show. I don't understand that. I never, I don't understand.
Yeah. I appreciate you sharing that, man. Are you okay? You want to take a minute?
Yeah, I'm all right. Let's keep going.
Yeah?
This man is fine. You, those tears were fake. Those were fake as hell, bro. And she wanted me to write her letter. Okay, bro. Okay, it's okay. It's okay, Dan. Do you need a minute? No, I'm okay. Let's continue the interview. Okay, bro. I'm here for you, bro.
I think we really unpacked some important things. We set the record straight on a lot of things. Mm-hmm. Before I let you get out of here, I appreciate
And then he tried to distance himself so hard from Brian Peck because he didn't even call him by his name at first. He was like, well, this guy, Peck, it's like, you knew his name. You worked with him. You worked pretty close with him if he was like a coach. Like, or I think he was a coach. I don't know what the hell he was, but, and then he's trying to like shift attention towards Disney being like, Disney's the one who hired him, which I mean, is questionable, but I think he may have a thing against Disney because I mean, at the end of the day, like Disney and Nickelodeon are like in a way competitors. And like, I don't know, I feel like when he said that did seem genuine, like genuine confusion as to like why he doesn't know why they hired him, but he could be confused as to like why a competitor would hire, somebody who worked for a competing company, because maybe that's like a contractual thing. Because I know for certain businesses you can't work with another company that's a competitor after or before like a certain amount of years or something. So maybe like that's where all the confusion comes from his side, because I don't think that he was too confused that much, like, or honestly too concerned. Like, it don't make sense.
Ability that you use in knowing that there's definitely things that you would have and should have done differently. Is there anything that we haven't discussed? Anything that if you could go back and navigate the journey differently, what would that look like?
Yeah, there's definitely things that I would do differently. One that I think would be really, really important is when you're hiring young actors, minors, to work in television, I would suggest that we have a licensed therapist there to oversee that process for the specific reason of making sure that those kids really wanted to do this job, that they really wanted to be on television. Maybe they should even be informed about what that means. What's it going to mean if you're famous? What's that going to mean on social media? What's it going to mean within your family? Let them find out. And then that way, if a kid doesn't want to be on a TV show, they can opt out. Yeah. That psychologist, that therapist could come to us and say, this kid doesn't want to do it, or their parents aren't understanding of what's going to come. And then we could avoid the mistake of ever putting a kid in a TV show that didn't want to be there.
Oh, I see. He wants to have like a way to not have like liability in a way, like, because having like a psychologist or whatever could like be like, okay, yeah, mentally this kid's okay to do it, and that way, like, if the kid ever comes out and says like, I never wanted to do it, then they could be like, well, you know, he sat with our psychologist and the psychologist proves that he did want to do it. And it's like, okay, bro, I see. I see.
The main thing that I would change is how I treat people and everyone. I definitely at times didn't give people the best of me. I didn't show enough patience. I could be cocky and definitely overambitious, and sometimes just straight up.
I'm just gonna pretend he said the actual word. Like, I would pretend that he said what he meant to say. Because
rude and obnoxious, and I am so sorry that I ever was. And when I watched the show, I could see the hurt in some people's eyes, and it made me feel awful and regretful and sorry. I wish I could go back, especially to those earlier years of my career, and bring the growth and the experience that I have now, and just do a better job, and never ever feel like it was okay to be an asshole to anyone ever. Look, I wanted to make funny TV shows for kids, and
he's frustrated.
But if I could go back, I would get it done in different ways. I'd just be nicer as often as possible, and listen more to the people on my team, and I would do everything that I could to make sure that everyone had a good experience. That's what I do differently. Dan, I appreciate your time. I appreciate you.
That eye roll.
Thank you.
Oh, he's mad. He got mad at the end of this interview. I don't know why, but something is like upsetting him. He's gotta, like, I mean, I'm pretty sure there's like a sense of like annoyance because he doesn't want to deal with this, but like, I don't know, that's an interesting switch up, because with the sadness part, like, you can obviously tell like he's not sincerely sad, but then once it comes to the like the anger, that seems very, very like sincere. But yep. Okay. I'm gonna continue to work on this area because this is gonna bother me if it like stays like this. I need to get rid of this. And then I gotta fix the floor too. I need to reach out to my friend to see if they can like kind of like stop the snow for a second so I can freaking see. But yeah, you know, that was that. I'm definitely gonna watch the series after this. Figure out what the hell is going on. And make a follow-up. So, yep. Thanks for watching. Bye.